I want as many people participating as possible. That doesn't, and I think that means that less percentage-wise people should be winning. So the more people that we have involved, the less, like if you got 10 people involved, 10% are going to be champions, right? So that means one person is going to be the champion. If you have 100, keep it at 10%. So there's only 10 champions, not 50 champions like we've got now. So it just means that I think people have to get much, much better at placing 7th in a local meet.
Yeah.
And being okay with coming 5th.
I think the 10% should be even lower, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a random number thrown out. Probably should be 1%. Let's go with 1%. It should be.
Yeah, really. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think one of the big problems I've had for a very long time is people running around thinking that I want people to know that their achievements are great. I don't want people to hear this and go, oh, Nathan's running people down for winning a local meet. I want them to be proud that they've won a local meet. But I want them to remember that it's a local meet and it's in a bigger context. Social media, I think we've produced a lot of people that are inflating how good their achievement really is in order to feel good about being involved. And then a year later, these athletes are kind of dropping out of the sport because they can't maintain that high winning percentage. And so it doesn't feel good anymore that they're not the champion. They're not breaking a record. And that's what real powerlifting is, working 5 years for a 5 kilo PR, putting 2.5 on your total over 6 months is then an achievement. And that's where we're seeing the dropout, because I think we're externally rewarding people coming into the sport too much too early. And so there's not that intrinsic motivation to return. It should be mostly intrinsic rewards for local comps, I think.
I agree with that.
I think the prize money should be pushed up the chain for the people that have taken 5 years to get to the top, not 5 months.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So how do we do that? Because now we have to change the psychology of a whole community or a whole generation.
Again, I think it cycles back to less divisions, less weight classes, and definitely a higher, it goes against what you said, but a higher entry to barrier for, like over here, like you don't need a total for regionals or nationals. Like the nationals is a low entry total, which is ridiculous. Like, how are there 1,000 people plus at a national level meet? I remember it was like,
it depends on what the point
goal to get to that level. Like,
Yeah.
I am a national level competitor, and that meant something. Now you could be at your nationals and your second meet. What the hell is that? So have people work towards, like you were saying, you got to put in the time. And when you hit that mark and when you hit that next achievement, because let's face it, local meets that's just a stepping stone if you plan on doing this for a long time. You break a record.
Is it though? Is it a stepping stone? It was a stepping stone for us. And so I think this is a really important one. We used it as a stepping stone because we've got this weird psychology about us that we want to be the best in the world. And so we went up to local, state, regional, international, world. Right. That was us. I think where we fall down in powerlifting is that pathway should be the 1 to 2% pathway. And the 98% or the 90% should be for the people that will never, ever go beyond local meets. And
I think they should still use it as a stepping stone but in a different way. Meaning you use the meet and you hit your lifts, and then you keep going to the local meets and you try and hit your PRs. And eventually you might make it high enough, or you might not, to get to the next level. Either way, that's fine, as long as you keep progressing. But it's still you're still stepping on the next stone. You have to compete there in order to just compete. I understand that people aren't genetically gifted and they're not driven enough, or whatever the case may be, that you're never going to make it to that next level.
Or they just don't want to.
Right.
That's a really important one.